Jerome, everything it needs to match does here, and I like this top right set with assignment 2. A very nice solution there. I'm also interested in the bottom left in particular. With top left, I'm thinking on the right side, perhaps there's an effect of color vibration that's interfering. It might be bottom right. There's just not enough difference in the backdrop colors. Now, well, I think you brought colors to the point where they look much more similar with assignment 3. However, I think that when the quantity of color varies as it does in the right set because the template's falling apart, that has an impact. We want to keep everything constant except color, and this is such a simple assignment. If your template starts to fall apart, please make a good presentation by sampling your best color sets and inserting them into a new copy of the template. Sharon, good work here. Looking at assignment 2, I really like that top right set. In fact, both top sets are very striking. I encourage you to save these colors and utilize them in a future design. With bottom left on the right, I struggle to see that red on the red ground, and I would say that's not as good of a solution with regard to that. Now, in assignment 3, all of the colors are come to the point where they're looking more like the others. So in each set, you've done well with making the swatches come closer together. I suggest that maybe you could modify value on the right side of the left set and the left side of the right set, making those darker valued swatches look just a tad lighter. Ideally, everything that's meant to match does. In assignment 1, I especially favor the bottom left color set, but there are nice ones otherwise too. I guess I see a color shift, a hue shift in that one, which is a harder thing to achieve. Now, looking at assignment 2, is there a hairline of white down the center in the right set? If so, that'd be something to correct before using something like this in your portfolio. I think that right set looks quite good. With the left set, well, on the left, that red backdrop, you must be seeking to add cyan to the center swatch. However, because the red is saturated, it's making the center swatch look desaturated. And I'd say there's an area where you could tinker a little more. John, in yours, everything that's meant to match does. With your assignment too, I'm most interested in the top right set. However, on the left side, it might be that color vibration is interfering with things a little bit. I wish that the other sets had a more dramatic shift. However, I want to applaud you with assignment 3, which is the harder one. You really have done a very fine job there. Hi, Zach, everything that's meant to match here does, and you have some excellent color sets with assignment 2. Really unusual colors and dramatic shift. I encourage you to use these colors in future designs you may do for our class or otherwise. Now, with assignment 3, in both sets, there's an effective color vibration that is bugging our eyes out. And it makes it a little hard to get the effect that you want to show here. So in week 4, pay mind to color vibration. Let's see, I'm thinking in the right set, you are trying to add green to the center swatch there on the right by placing that swatch on a magenta ground, right? So the quality of the magenta's complement is going to be seen in the swatch. However, instead of adding green there, I suggest maybe trying yellow. Hi, Paulina. I believe that you're sincerely working at getting this right. However, you have not caused the colors to match where they must match. So in assignment 2, the two center swatches have to have exactly the same RGB values, even though they look different. Now in assignment 3, the swatch in the center and the swatch below it, butted next to the neighbor, need to be identical, same RGB values. So it seems like maybe you're having trouble working the color picker. I suggest you sign up for one-on-one tutoring at the Learning Center for either Illustrator or Photoshop. This is free, but you have to reserve and then show up on time. Further, I can help you. I'd be pleased to help you. But the whole purpose here is moot unless those colors match. I like to suggest also that your template's falling apart with assignment 3, and it's very easy to take your best color sets once you have them and dump them, say with Paint Bucket and Photoshop, into a new template copy. You have to dump them one by one. Paulina, I would like you to redo this and resubmit it, please. Thank you. Hi, Stephen. I want to say to you and Paulina and also to the entire class that when I'm looking for color match, I always check a couple of times. In fact, I'll keep checking in hopes that I can get a color match. You know, sometimes with Safer Web, there are minor modifications or flaws, I guess you could say. Now, I talked to you before about artifacts with your files. I cannot get color matches here. I don't know if these are the same colors prior to your Safer Web. This work has to be redone and resubmitted in order for you to get credit. If we take a look, for instance, in the top right set in assignment 2, we can see on the right the center swatch is visibly fuzzy. It's very fuzzy. This is you know, indicative of the artifacts issue, and it's also not a good presentation. Well, hello, Rochelle. You know, everything that's meant to match here does, and I do see the effect we're looking for in assignment 2. I will say that in bottom left, right side, I think we've got some effect of color vibration that's sort of bugging my eyes out, and I think color vibration is something that's better left out of the color relativity projects here. You know, in assignment 3, you've really done a very fine job. This is the harder of the two. Travis, in assignment 2, I like this bottom left set. There are qualities to some of the other sets too. I can't get a color match in the bottom right set or in the left set in assignment 3. So that's to say there are 3 areas where the colors need to match and they don't. Further, I like to suggest that the templates are falling apart in both cases. This is such a simple assignment where you're given a template, you don't have to arrange the composition. It's an easy thing to do once you have your best color sets, you know, to just take one more step, download a fresh copy of the template, and sample your best colors and use, say, in Photoshop, the Paint Bucket to dump the colors in the appropriate places. Further, when the center swatch sizes vary, that adds another variable, and we're not dealing with color alone. I would really like to see you redo this work. Hello, Adam, or everything that's meant to match does. With assignment 2, I'm not seeing the color shift that we're looking for in all of these, and I think that has to do with the fact that your backdrops in some cases are similar in value or hue. However, I would like to point out that bottom left is really a striking example. It seems like the color is just electric there. Now, in assignment 3, you've done a good job of bringing those colors closer together, and maybe the center swatches were a little similar to start with, so you didn't set up a big job for yourself. I want to take a look at the right side of the left set there and suggest the center swatch could have more of a quality of violet, or maybe add magenta to the center swatch. So go to the color wheel and see opposite violet is a yellow-green, or opposite magenta is a green, versus this cyan green color that you're using. One of these backdrops might work for you.